Okay, so now you know a little bit more about Barefoot and Raw and what it is that my website aims to do. I thought it would be a fun thing to do a question and answer style video on myself. So in effect I'm going to interview myself, which may seem a bit strange, but hopefully it will work. So what does my diet consist of? I must admit, I'm always quite interested when I see other raw foodie websites to know exactly how much of their diet is raw. And I must confess to always feeling a little bit disappointed when they don't actually let you know how much of a raw diet they eat. I'm always wanting to know that people are walking their talk and doing the things that they are encouraging other people to do. So, in order to be completely transparent with people, what is my diet like? What does it consist of? Well, for most of the week, I eat a 100% raw vegan diet, but at the weekends, I do relax that slightly. On a Friday night, for instance, my husband cooks us a meal. Nothing fancy, it is just a jacket potato and I have a massive salad with mine. So on Fridays I have cooked potatoes, and normally maybe one other meal at the weekend will probably have some sort of potatoes in it as well. I must admit that is pretty much the only cooked food that I will eat is potatoes. I don't have any cooked grains at all. I don't eat anything else that is cooked. It is just my potatoes that I love. So maybe 1-2 times a week I will have cooked potatoes in a meal. But the rest of the time I'm a completely raw vegan. And my diet on a day-to-day basis will include a lot of juices, a lot of smoothies. I always start my day with a big smoothie. I probably have a smoothie around lunchtime as well. I eat a lot of fruit in the week, and I have salads in the week. In the evening, I have a really big salad, and that is pretty much what my diet looks like on the day-to-day basis. I don't eat a lot of nuts in my diet. But if I do, it's normally over the weekend. I do tend to relax my diet a little bit at the weekend because I don't train at the weekend. In the week I'm training, so I'm quite careful about what I'm eating and making sure I'm getting enough calories, and most of those calories probably come through fruit. Which leads us on to the next question. What exercise do I take? Well, if you've read the exercise portion of this website, you'll know that I am currently training to do a 100-mile ultramarathon in March 2014. So I run a lot. 5 days a week I'm out running, and that can be anything up to 3 or 4 hours a morning, a day. I also have daily yoga practice, and I try to do an upper body and a core workout 5 days a week as well. So I do a lot of training. Normally my mornings are completely given over to exercise. I don't have a strict training plan over the weekend, but we may well go out on a Sunday, say for a walk or a cycle ride. So I do a lot of exercise, but I feel so much better in myself when I've got exercise in my life, so it's kind of like a no-brainer for me that exercise is just part of my daily routine. What's my number one health goal? Wow, okay. My number one health goal, I would say, is that I want to live till I'm at least 120. No kidding. I think we are all capable of living to that age and beyond, and I want to be fit and healthy. I want to still be as agile as I possibly can. I still want to be as flexible as I possibly can. I want to be practicing yoga still, and I would love to still be running. I mean, I think it would be absolutely fantastic to still be running at the ripe old age of 120. That's a real health goal to have. What does my average day look like? Well, I've already explained that pretty much weekday mornings are exercise for me. So I get up at around 6ish in the morning. I have a lot of sleep. I normally need or would like about 9-10 hours sleep a night. So we go to bed fairly early, and then we're up about 5-6 in the morning. I have a smoothie before I go for a run. So my smoothie in the morning will consist of oranges, grapefruit and bananas. And then in that I will have maca powder and spirulina and hemp powder, hemp protein powder. So I have that, and then about an hour after I've had that, I head off for a run. Now, depending on how long I'm out, I will normally take a energy drink with me that I make from chia seeds. So that is simply chia seeds. I add a little bit of lime into there, or lime or lemon juice, and some coconut sugar. And I drink that when I'm out on my runs. Then I get back, I do some yoga. If I've not already done some, I either do it first thing when I first get up, or I do it when I come back from my run, and an upper body workout. And then normally it's lunchtime after I've showered. I have something like a smoothie for lunch, which will normally be a green smoothie. So probably, again, maybe an orange base with some mango in it, a banana in it, and lots of greens, spinach if I can get hold of some, although where we are at the moment in France it's a bit difficult to get spinach or kale, so at the moment I'm having wild nettles in my smoothies, so I have loads of them, loads of greens in my smoothie. Then afternoon is work, working on the website and snacking on fruit. And then evenings is a massive great big salad, so loads of lettuce, tomatoes, red onions, avocados, peppers, anything and everything goes into my salads in the evening. Whatever's in the fridge, it gets thrown in. Sprouts normally, sunflower seeds, maybe a bit of coconut oil, not too much. I try to limit the amount of fat I have in the week because I have a lot of fruit, so I don't have too much fat, maybe half an avocado. Yeah, and that's my evening meal, and then relaxation in the evening. So that's what my days look like. Favourite food and drink? Wow, this is a difficult one because I've got so many favourite foods. I love mangoes, love mangoes, so they're up there in the top 3 definitely. I also, what else do I really like? Avocados. I really love avocados, although I don't try not to eat too many of those. But yeah, probably mangoes, I would say number 1 favourite food. And drink, favourite drink, I could be really naughty and say champagne. Coconut water probably for my favourite drink. Unfortunately, where we are, we can't get coconuts, young green coconuts. So I don't get to have an awful lot of them, but when I can, and when I have got a supply of coconuts available to me, then yeah, I drink a lot of coconut water, and that is gorgeous. I stick that in smoothies, in juices, or just drink it on its own. Favourite book? Okay, my favourite book, and I love books, I get lost in books, so probably my favourite book is the last one that I read, but the one that had the biggest impact on me probably is a book called Journey of Souls by Michael Newton, and I read this a couple of years ago now, probably about 5 years ago, and it just felt like coming home to me. I cried the whole way through it. It was such an intense read for me, so yeah, I'd recommend that if anybody really wants to go beyond and, you know, have a explanation, if you like, of what happens after we leave this world. And interestingly enough, when I did my teacher training for my yoga and started to read the Bhagavad Gita for the first time, I really felt strong parallels between what was being spoken about in the Bhagavad Gita and Journey of Souls. So yeah, those are 2 very powerful books for me. Favourite film? Okay, I'm a real girly when it comes to films. I love my romantic films, so For me, favourite films, oh, loads. Pretty Woman, I've watched that too many times, so many times I've lost count. Officer and a Gentleman. What else have I really, really enjoyed? I loved all the Harry Potter films. I do like some action films, but yeah, to me it's got to be a good rom-com. Favourite city? Wow. So many different options for this one as well. I tell you, the city that made the biggest impression on me, that I absolutely loved, was San Francisco. I was lucky enough to go there to celebrate my 40th birthday, and I fell in love with that city. I'm not a city person, I love being in the country and peace and quiet, but if I had to live in a city anywhere in the world, San Francisco would be high on the list for me. Scariest thing I've ever done, without a doubt, was jumping out of an aeroplane at 10,000 feet. A tandem skydive. Probably one of the biggest, most stupidest decisions I've ever made. Me and my best friend did it a few years ago now, probably about 5-6 years ago, and I thought it would be a really good idea to cure my fear of heights. It kind of did a little bit. I'm better with heights now, but absolutely terrified the whole way down, and it takes forever to get down. The first bit, you skydive for, I can't remember even how long it was for now, it was probably seconds, but it felt like an eternity, and everything is just rushing past so quickly and you're going so fast, and then the chute opens and you stop, and it doesn't feel like you're moving at all, you're just suspended in midair. And all I could think about was, I need to get down, I need to get down, I need to get down. So I made the poor man that was the guy that was attached to me talk to me the whole way down, but I have never been so grateful to get my 2 feet on the ground in all my life. So yeah, definitely the scariest thing I've ever done. Hobbies, how do I like to spend my relaxation time? I love being creative. I'm knitting a big, massive, great big blanket for our caravan at the moment, for the bed in our caravan, that I've actually been knitting for what seems like forever. I'm not even halfway finished yet, but it's one of those projects that I pick up and then do it every single night for a couple of weeks, and then I put it down and I don't touch it again for ages, but I'll get there. It'll get there eventually. The other thing I enjoy doing is not making clothes, but patching up old clothes. I don't like throwing things in the bin, so if something's got a hole on it, I will stick a random sequin on it. I don't know if you can see that, but my clothes have sort of got little sequins all over the place where there's been little holes in things and I haven't wanted to throw it away, or I'll stick some embroidery on something to cover a hole up. I'd much rather do that than go out and buy new stuff. My sister thinks I'm crazy for doing that, but you know, like I say, I just don't like throwing things away and buying new all the time. And it's fun, it's creative, it's a nice outlet for me to have. Other hobbies, picnics. Hubby and I love going on picnics, just walking, hiking on beaches, up in the mountains, anything where we're out in fresh air and in nature really. So there you go, now you know a little bit more about me and what my everyday life looks like, what I eat, the exercise I take, the things I enjoy doing. So hopefully that helps to make me seem a bit more real to you. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed that, and see you soon.